Britney Spears, what's going on, my sweets? What's going on, my sweets? You're out here acting, you're out here acting unhinged again. Y'all can say what y'all want to say, but Britney's doing the most, as she normally does, but we allow her to do that because she's a white woman. White women are allowed to be online acting weird, showing their areolas, and they're online in cheerleading skirts, doing cheerleading moves, looking dirty. Like, they're allowed to do that. It's okay, and you better not say nothing about it. Okay, that's the world we live in. All right, but this happened.
Who did?
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, based on what I saw, that security guard absolutely meant to slap her that way. The way through the arm back, it was to do the security thing, but it was also to hit her to stop her from continuing on. It was on purpose. A witness was standing by and has an account of what happened, because there's always some thirsty person on the sidelines that wants to be famous for telling us something we can tell from the video. But here we go, commentary.
To the Catch restaurant, that's when she leaned in, sort of got her way into the circle and started to put her hand on his back shoulder, or his back, because he's pretty tall, so towards his back. And then that's when the bodyguard just turned around, slapped her across the face, and knocked off her sunglasses.
Did you see his hand make contact with her face?
Yeah, you saw the hand, but you also heard the slap.
It's interesting. Is it possible, and I'm not suggesting this, did you see him hit her hand and her hand hit his face? Or was it his hand that squarely hit her face?
No, it would be the hand that hit the face.
And you saw her sunglasses fly off?
They flew off, yes.
Did she fall to the ground?
I don't think she fell. At that point, there was a lot of commotion with people in the way, but I don't recall seeing her fall to the ground. Just sort of go to the side and like hunch over.
Yeah, we could tell. We could see what happened. Sources tell the outlet that Britney and her husband Sam were at a restaurant in Vegas, and when they spotted Victor, who recently went #1 in the draft, was at the restaurant with his entourage and security when Britney approached the table to get a picture. She reportedly tapped him on his back and right shoulder when the director of the team security for the San Antonio Spurs, the team drafted Victor, instantly backhanded her, causing her to fall to the ground, knocking her glasses off. Britney instantly composed herself and went back to her table. Right after, the security guard came over to the table and apologized. He said, "You understand how it is when you're being swarmed by fans." He apologized and Britney accepted it. Britney's security team spent time with Victor's security guard, okay? And afterward, her team filed a police report with the Metropolitan Police Department alleging battery. Wow. So he came over and apologized, and she still filed the battery charges against him. But I feel like justifiably so. Because essentially there is a way that you could have pushed that woman back, or to you put your hand down where her stomach is versus winding back like that. You meant to hit her, but you thought she was a nobody. And then somebody said that's Britney Spears. And now you got to go and apologize. And now he has to go and take a picture. But if it was just a regular woman, you would have been okay with hitting her, right? Yeah, no, I'm good with this one. I do feel like she was running up behind him like a weirdo, and I don't run behind anybody. I had that happen to me like 2 times this past week, where I was trying to go speak to somebody and they were like running off or walking away. I don't chase people. If I don't organically run into you, I'm not chasing you. So if you walk away, I'm just going to be like, okay, well, I tried to speak, but they running off. So, or they didn't see me, they're gone. So I'm not running behind nobody, girl. I don't do that. So Britney played herself when she decided to do that. You shouldn't have ran after him. You Britney Spears. Like, I don't know whether she was doing that for her husband. Like, I don't know what the reason was for that, but it felt like because you're Britney Spears, you thought that you were going to be able to, I'm Britney Spears. And she was going to be able to Britney Spears, but they didn't see her and they didn't recognize her because she's often out looking like a disheveled, dirty white woman. And, there are lots of crazy, disheveled, dirty looking white women out there that you don't want running up on you. Okay? They're called Karens. All right. But at the same time, I do feel like some of these men, like they don't mind being physically harmful to women when it's unnecessary, and they do it under the guise of being security, but really you wanted to hit a woman that day. Just felt like it. The cops investigated. The guard didn't slap her. He swatted her hand and she hit herself. The guard never even looked back. Accidental. Yeah, nah. Thank you for that. And I appreciate what you're saying, but when you swat backwards, you have peripheral vision. Just because the cop said that, you know, it was accidental because he wasn't looking at her, I know exactly what it is to do something like that to show that you're not really looking, but to like kind of push somebody out your way. He knew exactly what he was doing when he did that, because there a way he could have bodied her. He could have bodied her. He could have had dude walk in front of him and said, ma'am, and you know what I'm saying? He could have did it a whole nother way. The fact that he did not look behind him when he threw his hand upwards towards somebody's face. Yeah, no. And I understand what you mean. Like, he didn't mean to hit her in the face. He was trying to hit her hand. But if her hand was that close to her face, for him to hit her hand and that to knock, yeah, no. You weren't looking because you were trying to hit her enough to push her off. That's what you were trying to do. And it was unnecessary. It was unnecessary roughness as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to just keep it a buck. But Britney put herself in that situation. Why is you running behind him? See how you know? Okay, so I want y'all to ask yourselves this question, because everybody says he swatted her hand away. But in the same statement, you said that he didn't even look back. So how did he know he was swatting her hand if he wasn't looking back? You see what I'm saying? He meant to hit her in that way, y'all. Like, I'm sorry. He meant to like stop following us. That's what it was. It was meant to look accidental, but the energy of the hit was to stop her from continuing to follow them. Okay? It was a backhand. Yes, it was absolutely backhand. But as a man, I think he knew exactly what he was doing and what that was going to be like. I think he knew. Yeah, nah. Yeah, it was meant. Yeah, nah. It was meant to like make her stop following them. That's what it was. He just didn't mean to hit who he hit.